Stewart being beaten by Nicky Lauda's BRM. Nicky Lauda's BRM slicing through to tackle Ronnie Peterson, and it's number 21, Nicky Lauda's BRM, tucking in behind Ronnie Peterson as they go past Copse, and Jackie Stewart did not make such a blinding start that time. Okay, now he's really got to fight back. Here they are at Maggots. It's Ronnie Peterson, Lauda and Jackie Stewart about 6, because Francois Seve is up there. And there we see Ronnie Peterson ahead of Nicky Lauda and Francois Seve. So it's JPS, BRM and Tyrrell as they go through Chapel Curve now, down towards Stowe for the first time. A clean start, everyone away, but it's still Ronnie Peterson holding the lead. Nicky Lauda ahead of Jackie Stewart, who's in third place, and Emerson Fittipaldi is in fourth. Then comes the rest of the BRM. Still Ronnie Peterson holding off Nicky Lauda. And out of Stowe and up to Club on the first of the 67 laps that are going through Club, and coming up to the completion of the first lap, and that's where the trouble was last time, swinging over to come through Abbey Curve, accelerating up to 180 miles an hour to come round through Woodcote at 150, and it's still Ronnie Peterson in the JPS in the lead, Nicky Lauda in second place, Jackie Stewart third, Emerson Fittipaldi fourth, and then Denny Hulme and Pete Revson, and then Francois Seve. And still it's the JPS holding off the BRM. Ronnie Peterson with JPS number 2 ahead of Nicky Lauda, Marlborough BRM number 21. And Lauda is still holding off Jackie Stewart and Emerson Fittipaldi, and then the 2 McLarens of Denny Hulme and Pete Revson. There's Wilson Fittipaldi going through in his Brabham, which has been repaired well enough to run. And now we see that Ronnie Peterson on the second lap is pulling out a bit of a lead, and Nicky Lauda is still in front of Jackie Stewart. Jackie Stewart won't be liking this as they go down Hanger Straight at 180 miles an hour on the second lap of the 67. It's still Ronnie Peterson, the winner of the French Grand Prix, and Jackie Stewart's got past Lauda. Jackie Stewart now in second place on the second lap. So once again, it's the battle between the JPS and the Tyrrell, with the BRM third, and Emerson Fittipaldi in the second of the JPS is fourth, and the 2 McLarens well up, Denny Hulme and Pete Revson. So the battle between the 5 significant cars, all of whom missed the shunt, is now being joined, but still with the eloping presence of Nicky Lauda. It's Ronnie Peterson, Jackie Stewart, Nicky Lauda, Emerson Fittipaldi, Denny Hulme, Pete Revson, Francois Seve, and then James Hunt. James Hunt up with the march, but Ronnie Peterson's really trying as he goes through Copse at 110, and Jackie Stewart isn't making much impression. Ronnie Peterson with the JPS is holding off the Tyrrell in the early stages of this extraordinary race, not in the least bit flustered by the sensational accident and the nervous strain of restarting. Jackie Stewart, I think, perhaps a little surprised to see that Peterson so far ahead. The time for the first lap from the standing start, 1:26.4. For the second lap, 1:20 against the 1:16.3 of Peterson number 2 there in practice, 1.2 seconds faster than lap record. There's the first 5 cars still in the same order. It's still Ronnie Peterson ahead of Jackie Stewart, then Nicky Lauda, then the 2 McLarens, and then Francois Seve. And as they come up through Abbey, here's Ronnie Peterson, number 2, Jackie Stewart, number 5, the JPS leading the Tyrrell, and the pair of them ahead of Nicky Lauda in BRM 21, who's ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi, number 1, and then Denny Hulme 7, Pete Revson 8, Francois Seve 6, and James Hunt right up on Seve's tail with the privately entered march of Lord Hesketh. Boy, that lad really is flying. He was a bit involved in the accident. They changed the airbox, but he's still going and going well. Ronnie Peterson and Jackie Stewart now really settling down to what's still 180 odd miles of neck-and-neck racing. There's no quarter given or expected in this quartet at the front here. It's still Ronnie Peterson holding off Jackie Stewart. Then you see the gap before you see the red and white BRM of Nicky Lauda going through just ahead of the other black JPS of Emerson Fittipaldi. There you can see the gap is opening up to about 2 seconds, I would think. And Jackie Stewart, although he was closing on Ronnie Peterson, is now just about holding station. There they come through Club. And there you see the JPS number 2, Ronnie Peterson, in control of the situation and coming up to the completion of the 6th lap. Ronnie Peterson ahead of Jackie Stewart, and then Nicky Lauda, Emerson Fittipaldi, Denny Hulme, Pete Revson, Francois Sebe, James Hunt, and then a long gap before Carlos Reutemann, Clay Regazzoni and Jackie X go through, and then Howden Gandley in that second group. And it seemed there's the duel between the BRM and the JPS, and here's the duel between the JPS and the Tyrrell. And Jackie Stewart was really closing on Ronnie Peterson at Beckett's there and got into a bit too much of a slide for comfort, but he's closing a little now. As we look down from the airship, we see that the Tyrrell, in fact, has it on the fastest section of the course. He's closing right up. Jackie Stewart overtaking on the inside and very nearly losing it. Right through the markers on the inside at Stewart. He's still sliding and he's still in trouble. He was in 120-mile-an-hour skid there, and now he's really in the agricultural business. Ploughing out of the wheat field on the inside of Stowe Corner, halfway through the 6th lap. Jackie Stewart trying desperately hard to get past Ronnie Peterson and losing the Tyrrell in a pretty big way. However, back on the road now, but look what he's got to overcome. He's about halfway down the field. Meantime, here's Ronnie Peterson now with a clear lead of 6 seconds, I should think, on Fittipaldi, who's second, Lauda third, then Denny Hulme, and then Pete Revson.